Good evening, Philippines. This is Saslin News #1 leading news. Truly and faithfully serving the Filipino people. The best and trusted TV station. I am Seana Lucas, bringing you the eye of the news today, 10th of November 2013. Yolanda landed 6 times in 4 provinces. Yolanda exited the Philippines. And Curtis helps Yolanda victims. Even though we are well prepared on the Typhoon Yolanda, it was not expected to cause severe effect on the provinces it passed through, since it landed not only once or twice but 6 times in 4 provinces. The province of Leyte is one of the most affected, and Miss Andre Lizal Marianao is there to give us information. Binibining Andre, how is the situation there?
Good evening, Miss Lucas. The situation here is so devastated. Tacloban City on Leyte Island suffered the most from the typhoons, extremely the strong winds that generated the storm surge that flooded the capital. More than the great casualty incidents, Typhoon Yolanda rendered many families totally homeless and brought damage to both public and private resources. The main objective of Leyte Rehabilitation and Recovery Plan is to bring back the economic and social conditions of the people. As of now, Ms. Lucas, more than 100 bodies have been seen sprawled in the streets of Tacloban. Leyte is asking for help, especially clothes, foods, water, and medicine. Back to you, Ms. Lucas.
Thank you, Miss Andre. And right now, Mr. Ricardo B. Jalad, the Undersecretary of NDRRMC, is on the phone. Mr. Jalad, good evening. Can you tell us how many have died due to Typhoon Yolanda?
Good evening, Miss Lucas. As of now, the NDRRMC Council has yet to issue an update death count, particularly those in Eastern Visayas due to cut-off power supply and communication lines. But more than 4 million people as of now was affected.
Thank you, Mr. Jalad. And right now, Miss Lian Alpanoso is here to give us updates about Typhoon Yolanda.
The Typhoon Yolanda, with the international name Haiyan, exited the Philippine area of responsibility around 2 p.m. on November 9, 2013. The Pag-asa said that as of 2 p.m., the Typhoon Yolanda's eye was estimated at 709 kilometers west of San Jose Occidental, Mindoro, or outside Par. It took only a few hours to obliterate towns and cities in the Visayas region, drastically altering lines and reshaping thought about disaster and how this impact on. It landed on Giwan Samar at 4:40 a.m. on that sustained winds of 314 km per hour. At 8 a.m., it reached Tacloban Leyte with winds of 298 km per hour. It crossed other provinces in Eastern Visayas, Western Visayas, and parts of Luzon, including Quezon and Palawan, before it exits landmass on Friday.
Sassly News will be right back after a short break.
We can stop calamities, but there is a way for us to prepare for it. Plant trees. Stop quarrying. Throw your trash properly. Segregate it. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Use eco-friendly materials. We must take care of our nature so that it can help us in times of disaster.
And breaking the news for our showbiz news. Here is Miss Sofia Luis Bacong.
Despite the storm that passed, the Philippine showbiz industry wholeheartedly helps the unfortunate people devastated by the storm. Showtime Hoxan Curtis is one of them. She had a garage sale and raised 370,000 pesos, which will be given to the World Vision Philippines for the victims of Typhoon Yolanda.
Thank you everyone who took time to come visit my impromptu garage sale yesterday.
All of the proceeds will go to at World Vision PH. At least through selling my items, together we have raised money to buy the immediate relief they need. Still, this is hardly enough. We need to do more.
Thank you, Miss Sophia. Sasli Foundation is conducting wide-scale relief goods for the victims of Typhoon Yolanda. In-kind donations may be dropped off at Sasli warehouse. For cash donations may be deposited through banks you can see on your screen. With our help, victims of Typhoon Yolanda can rise up again. And it's 45 days before Christmas. Good evening.
Do you know what was the strongest typhoon that hit in the Philippines? You're right. It's Haiyan, also known as Typhoon Yolanda here in the Philippines. And for us to be prepared, here are some reminders we should do. Before, build an emergency kit and make a family plan. During, keep away from possible danger and go to evacuation center if needed. And for the after, leave the evacuation center only when authorized declare that it's safe to return home.